All right, guys, I know that a lot of you don't like properties, and as soon as you see a problem like this, you say, I don't know what to do. Let me guess. Well, don't guess. Let me teach you how to walk through it and figure it out, okay? First of all you care about here, which property is illustrated in the green steps, is the green step. So I tell you what, none of this matters. It looks scary, but none of it matters. And believe it or not, this doesn't matter either. So we're just going to look at what's in green. And I want to ask you to carefully look and say, what's different between step 4 and step 5? Because if you notice, the 54 is here and the 1/9 is here. So nothing changed here. But if you look at the other side, you've got 1 times R, and all you'd have down here is an R. So we've told you, whenever you start out with something, R, and you end up with the same thing, R, we're talking about identity. Because your identity is who you are no matter what. And since we're multiplying by 1, this is the multiplicative identity. Okay, multiplicative, I think. If I spelled it wrong, I apologize. But since you're multiplying, it's a multiplicative identity. If I had added 0 to R, then it would have been the additive identity because I still would have ended up with exactly the same thing, which is R. So just try to think these things through, okay? So if you start and end the same way, it's an identity. You started with R, you ended up with R. Just look and see what happened to it. Did I multiply by 1 or did I add by 0? Because those are your only 2 choices for identity. Okay, let's look at one more. Which property is illustrated by the blue steps? So let's get rid of everything that's not blue because it does not matter and it just makes us nervous. Okay, so let's look at it. Step 1. Well, the 3, the plus, the 10, they're all the same. I don't think we're looking at that side. We're looking at the other side. It says x minus 3 plus 3. And then you move down and you've got x minus 0. So what happened here, let me go ahead and get a different color, is you wanted to get rid of that -3 to get that x alone because minus 0 means nothing. So you added another 3 to each side. So since you're adding, you know it's going to be additive. And since you did the opposite of the -3 by adding a +3, it's the additive inverse. Because an inverse is what you use to get rid of something when you're solving. Okay? So if you have a -3 and you add 3, that's an additive inverse. All right? And you ended up with that 0 there, so you know that x equals 13. All right? Don't, like I said, don't let these kill you. Just look at them. Try to think them out. Think of the little things we've told you about each of them, and you'll know them faster than you think you will. Okay? So let's keep going to see what we have. Oh, stop sign. Next video. Love you guys. Keep working.